Live from the Bahamas is JustJoeyT. We're docked right by another ship here in the Bahamas, and I can see on their pool deck they're playing Garfield because that ship has kids and we do not. Thankfully, we're gonna get a shot of that. The Garfield movie or some Garfield thing is on the big screen on their pool deck. I don't want to be on that pool deck. Hello YouTube, I'm coming from you live, well recorded, from the Bahamas. I am on an Atlantis cruise, yet another one, and we are on the Virgin Resilient Lady. Today I want to talk a little bit about gay cruise facts and myths. I always read online about people saying, oh, on a gay cruise it's like this and you see that and these things happen and that happens. A lot of these are from people who've only been on a gay cruise once, twice, a lot of times never. And myself, this is my 17th Atlantis gay cruise. I volunteered to work for Team Atlantis on 4 of those so far, so I know just a couple of things about gay cruises. And for those of you that are followers of the channel, you'll know that I've been doing gay cruise videos for 10 years now. Can you imagine when I watched those videos I made 10 years ago? I cringe to the point where I think about taking them down. But they're part of the channel, they're there, and it's almost hard to believe we're coming up just about 10 years of me making these YouTube videos. About 6 years ago, I did a video called Gay Cruise Myths, and 6 years has been a while. We've had a pandemic in between, and gay cruises and cruises in general have evolved a little bit. So I thought I want to do a updated video about gay cruise myths, but also throw in some gay cruise facts. And then for people who have never been on a gay cruise, you're interested in it, but all the things you read online about this and that, it might be putting you off a little bit. Well, here today, I'm going to address the top gay cruise facts and myths and sort all of that out for you. Before we get started, I just want to thank Atlantis for bringing me onto this cruise and making this video possible. So we're going to go through a bunch of gay cruise facts and myths today, and as we go through them, you can kind of play a little game and decide which ones of them are true and which one of them are false, even though a couple of them, it kind of sort of depends.
Hey, do you like Oh good, me too. So if you think about going on a gay cruise, especially your first gay cruise, book with me at JustJoeyTravels. You get insider knowledge and expert guidance. You can find me at JustJoeyTravels.com or you can DM the at JustJoeyTravels Instagram account.
The first one I want to talk about is there's sex everywhere. People are having sex every single corner of the ship. So let me explain. It's not like you're gonna go to dinner at the main dining hall and you're walking into an orgy. It's not literally like everywhere. On some cruises, yes, it does lean more towards a sex-positive crowd, and people are having sex everywhere in the sense that definitely in a lot of the cabins, there's a lot of bang-bang going on. But, you know, in the privacy of your cabin, you can do that, and it's like your own private business. When you have a lot of gay men together, 2, 3, 4, over 5,000 gay men on a cruise for 7 to 10 days, like obviously there's gonna be a lot of sex. I've actually heard stories of some like swingers type cruises that are not necessarily gay, and apparently, this is not first-hand information, but supposedly on some of those cruises, the sex is like even more free-flowing than the most sex-positive of the Atlantis cruises. So there is a lot of sex in a lot of places, but most of those places are in people's private cabins, staterooms. There's a little bit of sex sometimes in some semi-public areas, which we'll get into in a little bit in another myth or fact that we'll get to later in this video. But I do say it depends because there are cruises, like the cruise I'm on right now, it's a little bit of a more relaxing cruise. It's not as much of a party cruise. People are not looking to hook up as much as on some of the other gay cruises. So one thing to keep in mind is you can't lump all gay cruises together and think that they're all gonna give you the same kind of vibe and environment and experience, because we can't blanketly label all gay people to act and behave a certain way. And that's the same when you get different gay men that go on to the different gay cruises. This cruise I'm on right now, you know, like the demographic is just fundamentally different than some of the other cruises I've been on, like the big, I call it the party cruise, that sails in January or February at the beginning of the year. So depending on type of people you have on the cruise, some of those cruises, yes, is going to be a little more sex positive, sex forward, and you might run into more people that are looking to have sex or are having sex. Whereas on this cruise I'm on right now, it's not so like sex crazy, and you know, people are not all looking to just have sex. People are looking to just relax, go to the parties, dance a little bit, go to the shows. So we can't lump all gay cruises to be all like a sex party. It's going to depend on the cruise, the type of people that are on it, etc. So that's why I say it depends a little bit. Having said that, you know, like people, even if they are looking for sex on a cruise, they're not fucking 24/7, you know, like they are also doing other things. Even on the big party cruise I mentioned at the beginning of the year, that's probably like the most sex positive, sex forward cruise I've been on over all the ones that I've sailed. That is like the crowd that is most likely to want to like have sex and hook up, all that kind of stuff. But they're normal people. They'll go to shows, they'll see the drag queens, they'll go to bingo, like they'll get off the ship and go to the beach, they will lounge by the pool, like while not having sex doing any of those things. So it's not like people are going at it like monkeys and bunnies 24/7, like every hour they're like trying to hit it. It's not like that. So if you're scared that it's just a giant orgy, or like it's just like a giant bathhouse where like you can't get away from people having sex, none of the gay cruises are like that. The next thing that I see online a lot about people talk about gay cruises is it's just young, pretty people that go on these cruises. People that seem to be maybe more superficial, okay? And that one is just patently false. That's just false. Let's break that down. Let's break that down into the age part and like the pretty part. If you've been watching a lot of my videos, I've been on 17 cruises now. Oh my God, does it mean I'm pretty? I'm so pretty. I just really wanted to do that on camera one time. I don't think I'm like hot shit or pretty or that. That was just a bit. I will say though, in marketing material for almost like any company, including for like cruises, there's a tendency in the marketing department to show people that are, you know, more stereotypically attractive, because hey, like that's what marketers do, and that's not a can of worms we're gonna open right now. But being on so many cruises now, and actually having also volunteered for Atlantis quite a few times, and actually just talking to people that actually go on these cruises, like eating meals with them, seeing shows with them, going to the parties with them, dancing with them, even just like running into them at like the coffee place, or just, you know, when we're boarding or doing whatever, you get a sense that it's actually quite diverse. Looks are really subjective. You know, there's some guy that I think it's like, well, yeah, he's decent, but I don't think he's like what I think is the hottest type of person. And then my friend would be like, oh my God, that's the hottest guy. This happened last night. We're at the party and I was dancing with a friend, and he said to me 3 separate times, like, oh, that guy over there, he's super hot. He was a little drunk, but he said like 3 times in a span of like 2 minutes. And I said like, well, go for it. But I see that guy and it's like, he's someone's version of hot. But, you know, he's not what I find attractive personally. So I think when you see people that are stereotypically attractive, you know, in like marketing images and things like that, that's marketing, that's PR. But, you know, when you're on a cruise, it's like I see every type of people. There's like something for everyone. It's like I don't step onto a cruise thinking, oh my God, everyone is so hot and so pretty. Yeah, there are definitely guys that I myself find, oh, he's cute, he's hot, I think he's attractive, whatever. But like I feel everyone has kind of like their type of guy, or like a certain look that they think is attractive and not attractive. But it's not like you walking into a ship full of models. But honestly, but like where are you gonna find like 4,000 or 5,000 guys that are like underwear models to go on the cruise? Like it just doesn't make sense. And there hasn't been anyone I've talked to where they feel like when they step on the ship they felt awkward or nervous or intimidated because of how other people looked physically on the outside. The other part of the statement, the young or the age part, there's literally every age group on the cruises. And this is another part where it depends on the cruise. There are cruises where the passengers skew a little more towards the younger age groups, and there are other cruises where it goes the other way and it skews like a little bit older. This cruise I'm on right now, there's not as many younger people compared to some of the other ones I've been on. Most of the passengers I've seen are like 40s, 50s, 60s, the upper age ranges. Not that there's anything wrong about, having a cruise of younger guys or older guys, but if the perception is, it's only a certain age group, it's only like younger people that are like 20s, maybe 30s that are on the ship. I have never been on a cruise where it's just like all younger people, to just target that statement directly. The youngest crowd on any cruise I've been on, again, is that big kind of party cruise in January or February every year from Atlantis. Yes, we do get more of the younger boys that go on that cruise, but that cruise has kind of more of a party reputation. People like to party. I'm a party boy. I like to party too. They do an EDM festival most years than not. And a lot of the younger people, they do tend to want to have an EDM concert. That's becoming very, very popular. So on that cruise, I still see a lot of people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s on up. Like you're not gonna get a cruise where it's like 80, 90% younger people in their 20s or 30s. It's just not what is the reality. Every cruise I've been on has like the full age range. But yeah, some cruises skew younger, some cruises skew older. And if you listen to any of the advice that I give sometimes on this YouTube channel, or I just launched a podcast as well, sometimes I do give advice where, hey, if you happen to be in your 20s or your 30s and you do want to have a cruise where there are more people that are in your similar age group, and I think that's perfectly legitimate to have that preference, then there are certain cruises I recommend versus if you are in your 40s or 50s or 60s or whatever age group you are, and you have that same desire to connect more with people that are more similar to your own age range. There are other cruises that I recommend. But the statement of like, it's just young, pretty people, that is so false. I can talk about this for like hours and hours and hours. Based on my own real experience and not from someone looking at a flyer or like a marketing photo, someone who's never been on a cruise or only been on it like once or twice, or they've only been on one kind of cruise and haven't tried a wide variety of different ones. Okay, next statement is a lot of solo and often shy cruisers go. Do you think that's true or do you think that's false? Because I've done a little bit of research. There are some people that think, it's all couples that go. I see lots of couples talk about going on a gay cruise. I see a lot of photos of couples being on a gay cruise. And I also see other people say, I would like to go on a cruise, but I'm a solo traveler. So I'm like a little nervous about going on a cruise by myself. I see a lot of those people that they want to go on a cruise but they're solo, so they're kind of asking around to see what the experience might be like, or if there would be a lot of other solo travelers that they think they could maybe socialize and network and make friends with. And the truth is, this is true. There are quite a lot of solo cruisers that go. Yes, there are couples as well. Again, like there are, just like with straight people, like gay people are not so special in the sense that some gays are in relationships, some gays are not. Just like with people who are not gay, some are in relationships, some are not. If you have a significant other or significant others, you will tend to travel on vacation with them. And also, there are times, including myself, where I'm on this cruise all by myself. I flew from LA here all by myself. I've got my own room here. Again, thank you, Atlantis, for giving me my own room. And yeah, I've done 4 or 5 cruises where I just went by myself. But this statement, a lot of solo and sometimes shy cruisers go by themselves onto a cruise. I think that's true. When you go to the restaurants, for example, especially the more casual restaurants, you will see people that are eating by themselves, dining by themselves. Even people that might be like sitting and dining together in like a small group of like 2 or 3 or 4 people, doesn't mean they all came together. Last night I went to the party, and after the party, it's my standard thing to have a post-party snack. And when I say snack, I get 3 plates before I go to bed. It's one of the little guilty pleasures I have of being on a cruise vacation is there's food all the time. There's free food being served almost constantly around the clock. And I get hungry after a party, so I go eat. Anyways, when I first got up there, I saw a friend, chatted with him for a little bit, and then I sat down with someone that I didn't really know. Like, I just met them at a party just for like 30 seconds. And with my first plate of food, I sat with them and chatted with them a little bit. After I went to get my second plate of food, I walked by this like couple. We danced for like a little bit on the dance floor, again, only for like a minute. And then they're like, oh, come sit with us. I'm like, sure. So I just sat down and talked with them about like a whole bunch of different stuff. And that was just like in one visit to the restaurant, in like one sitting. I kind of talked to like two kind of separate groups of people. This morning I went to breakfast and it's like individual tables. And I went by myself, got a table for one. There was two empty tables beside me. But a little later on, this couple from Florida sat down beside me and like we just talked. That same thing happened at the same restaurant last night when I was grabbing dinner. Just someone that was sitting at a completely separate table but just happened to be beside me. Yeah, I just started chatting them up. Some people want to talk, some people don't, but it's fine. So me as a solo cruiser, I go by myself. I've met several solo cruisers, pretty much in every cruise that I go on. Some of them might be a little bit more shy. If you're more people person, extroverted, obviously it helps in terms of like meeting more people. And one of the tips I give is, as much as you can, even if you're like a really shy and introverted, if someone says hi to you or someone tries to make small talk with you, just go along with it. You don't always have to make the first move. I rarely make the first move to say hi because I'm actually kind of introverted in certain social situations. It doesn't look like it when I'm in front of the camera talking to you, YouTube, because I'm not walking up to a stranger and saying hi. I'm just talking to a camera in the privacy of my own stateroom. But yeah, I would say on the vast majority of nearly all cruises, there are a significant number of solo cruisers that go, people that travel by themselves, especially if they're trying a cruise for like the first time, just because it's a brand new environment, there's like suddenly all these gay guys around, might not be a dynamic they're used to. They are naturally going to be a little bit more shy because of those things. If you want me to do a video for tips for solo cruisers or an updated one, let me know, because I think I would love to help more solo cruisers get onto the cruise. All right, moving right along. The next statement is, everything is gay, gay, gay. Like gay, 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 very, very gay. And I would say it's true by straight standards. It's true by straight standards in the sense that most of the time when you're on land, or even compared to like a straight cruise, things are fairly gay on a gay cruise. But I think it's relative. We live in, for better or worse, like a straight world where, most of the days in our daily lives, things are assumed to be for straight people. But when you come on a gay cruise, that default assumption goes out the window. Like Atlantis has a cruise director and they host some of like the games on the pool deck. They will come make announcements after and before most of the shows just to let all the passengers know what's going on. They make announcements on the PA. And the announcements he makes are definitely like, he's gay and it's for a gay audience, right? It's not so gay that it's like, oh my God, barf. It's not like that. But when we're all used to like a quote unquote straight world where everything in our normal daily lives is generally tuned for a straight audience, when you go into a gay cruise where everything, like the communications, the announcements, like the decor, the events, everything is specifically done for a gay audience. Like we have drag queens, like all the shows and everything, like yes, because it's for gay people. So it is like pretty gay, but it's not to the point where like it's not tasteful. And it is a lot of gay, but yeah, that's relative, I think, to like quote unquote the straight world that a lot of us kind of live in the daily. Yeah, that's true then, I guess. Okay, next one is a quote. It's a nonstop party and it's only for party people. That is false. I will say that, I will call bullshit on that right away. One of the things I say that's so great about cruises in general is that there's all these different types of activities, and you really make the cruise the type of vacation that you want to have. You can have a really relaxing vacation, get up early, watch the sunrise, do yoga, have the early bird breakfast, lay by the pool and sunbathe. You can have a nice relaxing vacation if that's what you want to do, because all the ingredients and the type of activities and facilities to have a really nice relaxing cruise, it's all there. At the same time, especially on Atlantis cruise, they throw all these parties that you don't have to go, but they offer it. It's an option. Someone might want to turn it early, just be in their room, order room service, watch a movie after seeing some shows at the theater, call it early night, read a book before they go to bed. Like, there's no judgment. Like, that's totally okay to do. I've had nights on cruises similar to that, except I don't tend to read books, but like, I'll watch a movie and I'll just go to bed early because I want a relaxing cruise. This cruise right now that I'm on, I don't plan on going to every party, and I want to have a more relaxing cruise. I woke up at 8 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. is not early for some of you, it's early for me. Okay? And it's my vacation, I can do whatever I want. And that's kind of the point. You can make your cruise vacation the type of vacation you want to have. So it's not like you have to go to the parties. And that can also change day by day as well. Even the party boys, they go see shows, they see the drag queens, they'll go like grab a coffee in the middle of the day, they'll go to the gym, they'll lounge by the pool, like they do all these other things. But the fact that it's only for party people, that part is false. Disclaimer, I am a party person. When me and my friends go on one of the cruises that's more like a party cruise, we party. We go to every party. We may or may not close out the party. I don't tend to go to the after hours, that's just not my thing, but a lot of my friends do make it to the after hours. They may spend like half of their waking hours of every day on a party cruise partying. They're maybe not even awake for like 14 hours, so that's like a good 6 or 7 hours of partying. Okay, the next one is there's a dick deck. And for those of you who don't know what a dick deck is a outside area where there's action. It's like semi-public. It's not in a stateroom. It's like kind of outdoors, and it's dark, and you can go there and see who is around. I don't know how graphic I can be on YouTube without getting this YouTube video super restricted with the advertisers and demonetized and everything, but you get what I'm trying to say. So, is it true that there is a dick deck on every cruise? The answer is usually, but not always. And here's like some slightly inside tea. From the point of Atlantis or any of the companies that charter the ship from the cruise lines, they want to do it. The charter companies like Atlantis, they generally want to provide this. However, on that specific cruise, if the crew of the ship, including, the captain, if they don't want that to happen on a ship, then it's not going to happen. So it's not always that they're going to be able to tell you before the cruise, before you book it, that yes, there's a dick deck. Atlantis, for example, I've never seen them advertise this in any of their promotional materials on their websites, in their emails. It's not until you step on board the ship that you will know for sure whether there is this dick deck. I have heard from feedback where, this is a few years ago, that some people went on an Atlantis cruise specifically for it, and just on that specific cruise, for whatever reason, it's likely that the cruise line didn't want to have to do that on that specific sailing, and they were disappointed because that was like one of the main reasons that they went. So I would tell you, don't bank on every single gay cruise to have a dick deck or similar, even though usually most cruises that I've been on, there is one. But I've also been on like a few where they don't have it, but it is a thing. So it's true that it is a thing. The other thing to keep in mind, whether like this actually happens on any specific sailing, is again the crew. And on this ship there are about 1,100 crew members doing anything that needs to be done on a cruise ship, from the stateroom attendants that take care of you in your stateroom, does the room service, people that cook you the meals, people that put on the performances, the engineers that keep all the mechanicals running, the people that are actually like driving and navigating the ship, the people that are up on the deck with the captain. Like anything that needs to be done on a ship is part of the crew, and they live on the ship for like many months at a time. So this is kind of sort of their home. When you have the dick deck, a lot of them didn't sign up to be in proximity of active gay sex happening. And that's like what the dick deck is. No bad against them. I can totally understand if I was in their situation. It's really not an enviable thing to do. But by and large, it does happen. Just not absolutely 100% of the time. Maybe more like 90-95% of the time. And maybe don't bank on it because depending on the charter company, it's not necessarily something that they advertise that is guaranteed to happen. Finally, we have our last true or false. And it's that people are friendly. Sometimes, I mean, there are always good reviews and bad reviews for everything online. But sometimes you get someone who maybe didn't have like the best experience on a cruise, and they'll say, I met some like standoffish or rude people on a cruise. And then there are other people that are like, oh, I made tons of friends. People were so friendly. But I've seen like both sides, like with a lot of these online reviews. Again, sometimes from people who haven't been on a wide range of cruises like I have. I will say, I have one time, there's this one person on that cruise. I don't even know their name, but I'm gonna single this person out. But I'm not identifying them because I don't even know who they are. They were just grumpy most of the cruise, and I couldn't figure out why. But barring that one person, out of like the 17 cruises I've been on so far, and the average size of those cruises, 3,000 something people, was that 3 times 17? I can't do math. Anyways, it's a lot of people. It's like tens of thousands of people that have been on the cruises that I've been on. And there are some people where it's not that they're rude or not friendly. It's that some people are more shy. So, you know, maybe they feel awkward or not comfortable about making small talk or like saying hi back. Not because they are rude or not friendly, is maybe they're just definitely shy. Maybe it's their first cruise. They came as a solo cruiser. It's like intimidating for them to have all these gay men around them. It's like a brand new environment. They don't really quite know what to do. They're just trying to get breakfast at the buffet. Like, I get that. I totally understand. But like 99.999% of people are friendly. I just gave you the examples of like, I was just sitting having my meal at this restaurant and I got a table for one. And again, I'm not really the kind of person to necessarily like go say hi to people, but these people just like naturally try to strike up some conversation with me. They're much better at it than I am. And again, it's like, even if you are shy, more introverted, if someone tries to say hi to you or talk to you, just respond. Personally, I'm not usually the one to say hi first. But I don't know, are they having like a date night, a couple's thing? Maybe they don't want to talk. Maybe they don't want to be bothered. So I was like, I usually keep to myself. But once you get me going, like I really start talking. I really start talking. People are very, very friendly. Is it going to be that out of a ship of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people, everyone's going to be like perfectly textbook, super nice and friendly? No, because the human nature is that, hey, once in a while, maybe someone's in a bad mood or someone just like broke up with their partner. Like, hey, sometimes it happens. You go on a cruise, it's like, anyways, that's about the kind of words we won't open right now. Or, you know, like something bad happened. They got some bad news. Like, you sometimes just need to be like a little more understanding, and it's not like, hey, this person is trying to be rude to you. Everyone's on vacation. I keep saying that. So everyone's on vacation. Everyone wants to have a good time. No one wants to have a bad time when they go on vacation. Not when it's like a cruise that they booked months and months in advance, paid thousands of dollars for, flew all the way away from home to wherever the port is. Like, people really genuinely want to have a good time on vacation, especially when it costs them like a good chunk of money and they've been planning for it for months and months and months. It's not like just taking a random road trip to Vegas or something like that, right? People do want to have a good time. Sometimes someone's going through something, someone just got really bad news, someone just got dumped, people have baggage. But yeah, like literally like 99.99999% of the people that I interacted with or just see other people interact, like people want to meet other people on a gay cruise generally. Some people are more shy, some people are more extroverted, more people person, easier to break the ice, things like that, like I said. But people are friendly on a cruise. It's true. All right, that is my gay cruise facts and myths. I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, I have a podcast now. It's called the Gay Cruise and Travel Podcast. Everything is linked down below in the description, so check it out. And until next time, bye YouTube.
Hey YouTube, thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you're curious about maybe going on your first Atlantis cruise, I'm not only a YouTuber, I'm also a registered travel advisor with Atlantis. So if you want insider knowledge and expert guidance, especially for first-time Atlantis cruisers, go with JustJoeyTravels. You can find me at JustJoeyTravels.com, or you can DM my @JustJoeyTravels Instagram account.
I have an outline, but not a script, because I'm professional, but I'm not a robot.